At
Sure.
what level does tagging matter and what does it not matter? Because I feel like there's some sort of price ego thing.
Oh, I got a hot take on this one here. How many of y'all use LinkedIn? I use LinkedIn. I was cussing the first version of this, so I changed this around a little bit. But I use LinkedIn. I deal with C-suite, period. Decision makers, period. And you know what decision makers do? They have their team evaluate your team to make sure you're working good together because they want a service provider that they can work with continuously because they get tired of reevaluating people to be on their team. That's how you get retainers. Now, those who are tagging and losing their customers do not feel bad or even worry about it because customers will buy from whoever happens to have the product at the price they want, period. And if you've ever looked up the difference between a customer and a customer just buys a product or service and that's it. A client looks for a professional to help them guide them through that in the process of buying a service. And they may buy that service from them as a professional. And if they will stay with you as long as you service a client properly, take the time to always evaluate and be there for them as a service provider, professional, and an expert. Now, you may misconstrue that you have a customer but believe they're a client. And you may treat a client like they're a customer and wonder why they disappeared 6 months or a year after you've been working with them for a year straight. There are ways you have to take a look at that. And tagging people in when you have clients is a really good thing to do because they want to look over who your team is, how your team is, scalability. For example, they may have a vision. They may have a scope of work they want done. And as they've grown in their capability, their scaling needs to go up. Well, if you've got a really good team and you can show you got a variety of team that handle different aspects of whatever you're doing, in this case here is photography and videography, they will work with you because you're a scalable business with their scalable needs versus shopping out for somebody else. And believe me, they don't want to spend time shopping out for people. They don't want to go into these 10-minute calls, 20-minute calls, 3 hours of research, 2 days of verifying, all going through references, especially if you're in a project that's 5 figures or close to 6 figures. They're going to evaluate who the hell you are and what your team is. And you get to a 7-figure one, woo! They really deep dive, and they're going to look at who you've worked with the team and your consistency and how well you keep your team together in the long run. So depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for customers, tagging may be a bad thing or a good thing. But if you're looking for clients, tag your team.